Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a reading for self-identified starseeds only. So if you don't identify as a starseed, then, well, you've been led here for some reason, but the reading's probably not for you. But I'm not doing them by origin because, let's face it, who amongst us has just one origin? But I'm going to do it by the one unique quality that you do have, and that's the star sign, the energy matrix of your birth chart that you chose to incarnate by. Now, it's a bulk introduction again, as always. There's a timestamp down below so that you can fast forward through all this waffle after you've seen it once, because you want to watch your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And if you're in this sort of reading, I assume you're familiar with your birth chart, but if not, there's a link down below as well for that. Also, there's a link to the Facebook group for the channel, where I post not just my readings, but other people's readings, and more importantly, all the astrology videos that I watch. Well, most of the astrology videos that I watch. So you can, hey, learn along with me. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed so far. Please do subscribe. It really does help the channel. And also comment, because it's always really good to get your feedback and know that I'm not just sat here in my living room talking to a camera for no point whatsoever. But thank you for everyone who has given me feedback so far, and I am very grateful. And I'm very grateful that it appears that some of the readings have been useful. So anyway, it's a guidance reading. We will look at what energy you can be receiving, what energy you can be embodying, and a general guidance card with a good dollop helping of oracle cards to go with it. You can ask a question beforehand, but it's not really a spread that's designed for that. But try it, pause the video, think, isolate your question, concentrate it on a few moments, and see if the reading does give you some form of answer for it. But it's not really that sort of reading, so I'm not going to guarantee it. It's a lot more abstract than that, because everything that these cards will turn up is something that you can encounter individually in your own ways in your lives. Anyway, enough waffle from me. Let me bring up the cards. Well, Starseed Cancer, it looks like you're right in the thick of it. We have, and I wish I had some better news for you, but this is pretty obviously going through a training period for you. It is a level of initiation, and I'm getting that by the fact that this card dropped out at the end that wanted to be included, the World card, and the final card here being the Page of Pentacles, which is very much my level up card, achieve your power. And look at how this, it's like he's been on a quest and he holds up the sacred medallion of whatever it is, to activate whatever it is at the end of the movie, and everybody is saved. So there is an end goal for this. There is an end reason. But the energy that is coming in for you is the Ten of Orbs, which equates to the Ten of Swords. But I've got loads of different images with this. Yes, you can see that that person is almost buried, encapsulated in the orbs and the weird orby stuff that's above it, which really reminds me of now I think it's Invaders from Mars, where the young lad is in a farmhouse and there's the sand dune, grassy sand hill with a little fence on it near it, and people would walk, let me do this so it's in the camera, people would walk along and then just go and be pulled in, because the aliens that had moved in and were putting chips in the back of people's heads, no imagery there, thank you very much, had these ray guns that would melt walls or reform walls through the underground rock, all bubbly, just like that. So from all of that, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot going on under the surface that you're not necessarily aware of. We have the Moonlight card here. But it is an entirely magical process because we have the Moonlight card here. You know, there's the energies that you are being given is some form of personal challenge and the strength to deal with it. The strength to really test your faith, test your ability to carry on, test your resistance to running away screaming into the wilderness. And to manage that, you are to take a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. This card, take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill, is also calling you to just stand back and remember why you do what you do or why you are who you are. The Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. You are being called to remember that you stand in a, I don't want to say select few, that you stand in a brotherhood, sisterhood, haven't got a non-gender specific term for that, fraternity, sorority, of high class beings. And I don't mean high class as in, you know, social status or anything like that, but as in people who have done the work or are doing the work, people who have that insight, have that connection to the divine, can see the world for what it is and do their best to manipulate the world for the better. And that's the important thing, for the better. They're not manipulating the world like some shadow council or, you know, the they who are in charge, whoever you consider the they to be. They are the people who are trying to effect change for the better. They are the people who are holding the light or transmitting the light or running the food kitchens and trying to stop the deforestation, whichever way you look at it. And your lesson at the moment is to keep focus on that. We have Diana with focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high and expect the best possible outcome. And this is maybe what part of the test is, because you've been given all of these stresses and you can bring them to an end. The Ten of Swords, which we have right here following this Ten of Orbs, clarifying the Master of Crystals, clarifying the exhibiting that knowledge, that inner knowing, but also the Master of Crystals is the King of Pentacles, who is all that. Certainly in a love reading they are all that, but this is the energy that you are to embody. You are supposed to be all that. You know, I don't necessarily mean the car, the clothes, the house. I mean the confidence, the strength, the inner knowing, the discernment, the strong putting forward of your best foot. So by doing all that, you will find that whatever this stress is coming to an end. Now, both with the new moon in Gemini and the North Node going into Gemini, Cancer, you will find, apparently, according to Astrolada, and who was the other one? Well, one of the other astrologers, but Astrolada was the one for the North Node. That you will be finding you're having more time in isolation, and that's okay, because you are looking deeper, because you are finding more ways to unearth your strength. And that's what the blessing of this energy coming in for you is. It's not that they're giving you crisis after crisis after crisis. It's that they are peeling away the crap to go, there's your strength, right there. Now use it. Now we've shown you where it is. There's this strength. Because this is the time for you to level up. when you go through this period. This is the time for you to be all that, however that manifests for you. The guidance is basically balance. Balance is required, because you will be surprised at how much control over the situation around you that you actually have. I know you feel that basically there is loss and that you're making no progress. We have loss and back and forth. But I love this back and forth card because, yeah, he's not going anywhere, but he has perfect balance, as with this Two of Orbs. But notice how she is actually levitating those orbs through the force of her own will. You know, one is above her hand, and you may say that in the picture she's throwing it up. The other one is beneath it, you know, and it's floating along with her. So you have a lot more power, and things are going to get better, but you are the one that's going to have to go out to that ship with the Six of Swords here. You are the one who has to steer that ship. You are the one who tells that ship where it's going. So there is a reason for all of this. Now, I drew a spell card for these readings as well, and we've got Labyrinth. Transition to a higher... I hadn't read this beforehand, and what have I just been on about? Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. So you are having an initiation without any way, shape of a doubt. So spend a moment, take breaks when you need to, absolutely. In fact, definitely, that's what this card is saying here. But the harder the challenge, the more grateful you should be. Because this is the opportunity of spirit or energies or whatever worldview you go with, is unearthing the real strengths that you have within you. Some of which you did not know, and you will actually find, and you will be left with the quite self-satisfied feeling of, I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know how much of that I could take, and still at the end of it, I'm still me. I'm still in charge of what I need to be in charge of, and not trying to control anything else. Because like I say, Page of Pentacles and the World card finishing this reading. So it ends in a positive place. It is just a wonderfully dramatic journey to get there. So if this means anything to you, Cancer, comment down below, press the like and subscribe button while you're passing to go down there. Your next readings will be your new moon reading, where I'm hoping we will see some shifts moving along. But with the new moon in Gemini, that's all about information as well, and balancing information together and working out how you... Now, according to Namaste Today and Soul Garden TV, it's how you feel about how you think. So that might be a really interesting lesson to take on board with this reading. Consider how you feel about the way that you think, because that will also change, and going from that endurable but almost overwhelming alien pressure to right, that's the end of that then, and now I understand, which is what this Ten of Swords promises. And it promises the natural cycle, that the tide is coming in here. It promises the natural cycle will resume itself, and for the better. All right, Cancer, good luck.